Today, we're going to talk about water. We're going to talk about betrayal and man boobs and how those two things interlink. And then we're going to talk about the distance between Bloemfontein and Cape Town. This is what me and my guys talk about generally almost every day. You? So, let's talk about water. Well, this is very fascinating. Toyota has come up with an engine that can use water as fuel. Yes, can use water as fuel. So you just put in water, ta-da. And similarly, it's so effective that you could do about 1,000 kilometers with 10 liters of water. So all you guys that are out there and you're Miss Greenpeace, it's not really wasting water. It's not a lot of water. And to top it all off, what comes out at the other side is oxygen. So imagine driving a tree. So this engine uses electricity. All right, let me dumb it down because I also didn't understand it. So to understand this, we have to understand the hydrogen engine. What used to happen, you'd get hydrogen put in a car and it works generally like a normal engine, a combustion like a normal engine. The issue with hydrogen is that it's hard to get from the atmosphere and you have to keep it inside the engine, inside some pressurized tank. That created a whole lot of problems. But with this one, what happens is that you put water and they use electricity to then subtract hydrogen. The hydrogen is then taken to the engine and it's used like a normal combustion engine. And that whole process comes out, and then the only thing, most H2O means hydrogen and 2 molecules of oxygen, or I might be getting it the other way around. I didn't do math, so don't kill me. So you take the hydrogen into the engine for combustion, and then what happens? Oxygen stays behind and is taken out of the exhaust pipe. When oxygen driving a tree, most trees taken, they are you get me. I'm sure there's a lot of questions like power. Yes, you should be able to get the same amount of power as a normal fuel engine. Range, you should be able to get the amount of range as a normal fuel engine. Filling up should be the same amount of time as a fuel engine. So why aren't we using this fuel? Well, firstly, I think it's still in development stages, but there's some professor, I think in Iraq or something, that did this and his car moves in water, but there's a lot of development that needs to be done. Number two, I don't think people that invested a lot of money in EV cars and batteries are going to take lightly to this. Thirdly, I don't think fuel guys are going to also take lightly to this. So you might find a lot of challenge with this, but I'm really hoping it comes alive because that would be another option. Just like the hybrid engine, which we at least believe is the right way to go. Because here at WeCar, we've always thought that the hydrogen cell was the future. It's more green if you think about it. If you think about batteries, the extraction of batteries and the disposing of batteries is not as green as we'd like it to be. But we hold thumbs, listen closely, and we'll tell you as much as we can as we get information. What's the best way to get from Bloemfontein to Cape Town, which is just a bit more than 1,000 k's? It seems the best way to get to Cape Town from Bloemfontein is by building your dreams. Yeah, there's a Chinese manufacturer called BYD, which stands for Build Your Dreams. It's build a hybrid that can give you 1,000 kilometers. Wait, that's not it, folks. This car, BYD, the car will probably cost you about 500,000, which is about 14,000 pounds, added taxes and all those stuff, to cost you about 500k. What do you then get for 500k? We looked around, and brand new you can get a Polo 1.0T. Yeah, I don't know if you can get leather seats with that. It might be optional extra, and it excludes delivery, so you can't really get a Polo. Maybe a demo Polo. Herein lies the question. For 500k, where you would normally get a 1 liter Polo, no leather seats, good car, nothing wrong with the car. You can get a BYD electric car that gives you 1,000 kilometer range. It's got leather seats, it's got all the possible, I'm pretty sure it's got all the possible gadgets and features that you might look for the same price as a Polo. How does that make sense? This is where China is starting to make us question a lot of things. Anyways, enough of politics. The minute we get more information, we'll keep you updated. Lastly, what does betrayal and man boobs have in common? Okay, bear with me. What if I had to tell you that your favorite drink, your beer that you love drinking in the pub, actually is giving you boobs? You'd feel betrayed, isn't it? It's not what's written on the packet. I mean, it's supposed to make you good looking and charming and a pleasant person to be around, isn't it? That's the dream, isn't it? And that's what's on the package. So, the same lies with the Porsche 992.2. It's a sports car. It's one of the best sports car. And suddenly, it has hybrid technology. Isn't that betrayal? If you listen to any Porsche enthusiast, they'll tell you how this is such a bad idea. That hybrid technology is not good for Porsche. And you know what? Somehow I also tend to agree. But ask yourself this question. Is it all bad to have boobs? No, that's not the question. Actually, think about it. When Porsche came out and it put water cooled its engine, the Porsche enthusiasts lost their mind. The minute they changed the power steering into electric power steering, they lost their mind again. But Porsche seems to be doing alright. And the same people seem to have bought these cars. So, is it all bad? Remember the electronic steering wheel, or the electronic steering wheel when it came into being? Everyone lost their minds. You'd swear that we just seen an alien. But if you test a 992.1 turbo, that car has got feel for days. So we think this works. It's actually brilliant. Because again, it's Porsche. And the engineers, they don't have anything to do but to come up with brilliant ideas. I'm sure none of them have wives, girlfriends, none. They just sit there. What's he going to do, Klaus? Let's engineer something clever. No, that's Russian. That sounds very Russian. But anyways, so how does it work? It's very complicated. But to simplify, the turbo has got a little battery for it. So it's constantly spooling. At any time you need power, it's there. Number two, the little battery also powers the gearbox, giving it more torque. So you got a bit extra torque. This gives you about 41 extra kilowatts and another 116, I might be wrong on the number, 116 Newton meters of torque to the gearbox. So it gives you instantaneous power. It achieves one thing, more power without increasing fuel consumption and emissions. Okay, besides the new hybrid, what's new? Right, it's got new headlamps. It's got a new bumper without the fog lights. Remember the 992.1, it's got that flat fog light. It doesn't have that. It's actually got, the 992.1, it's got fins that open up and drop to allow air in to cool the radiators that open horizontally. Yes, it's horizontally. Now they're open. What's the other one? What's the other one that goes up and down? That goes from north to south, not east to west. Yeah. It's got fins like that by the bumper. It's got new rims, which is the only thing that could, maybe the lights and the rims will tell you the difference. It's got a new light bar. I've looked at every angle. It looks the same to me. So I don't think you'll see the difference with that. I see you out there saying, why? Why do we need this hybrid? Look, to extract this much power without or within the limits of emission regulations, you need some sort of hybrid. The good thing about this whole hybrid system, this whole battery, is about it's about the size of a battery. So the weight that is gained is negligible. So you got the benefits of the power, lower emissions, with negligible weight increase. So to those who feel betrayed, don't be. Because this car won't drive on electric. It will still be a petrol engined 911. That's all what we want. The Flex 6, oh yeah, by the way, it's moved from 3 liter to 3.6. And the way this is so effective, they actually removed both turbos. Now it has only one. So you have your normal 6-cylinder, 3.6 engine, turbocharged GTS, albeit with the extra battery. That's it. In terms of handling, we think it's a Porsche. And check out CarWow, they did an in-depth review, so you should get proper understanding of how it handles. But from where we are, the handling, what we know, what we've heard, is that the handling is sublime. Again, we'll tell you once we get more news on it. So it's not all bad. It's actually good. You know? So think about it. Carry on having that beer. It's not bad having those boobs. You know? You can play with those boobs yourself. The problem maybe might come when your friends want to play with them. That can be problematic. Thank you so much for watching. Please follow, like, and subscribe. It really does help us, guys. Thank you. See you next time.
What do we have here? It's your boom boom. Talking what you drive is a new vintage favorite old school on the gram, click back on YouTube. Views loop, vehicle breakdowns, the lake, the air, the horsepower, noise louder, silent partner. You cruise on that car, which one? That car, no boom, use your subscriber. The choice is wiser, an informed driver. It's the point to cover.